fag on your chest. But yeah, Georgia, what are you talking about? Dude, people get, man, they're, what is it? What do they call about your cackles? He's in a wad. Mm-hmm. Cackles in a bunch. I don't know. Man. So, yeah, there is a. I need a wood joint.
Pachinko!
It's good to be back on here talking with you, though. Always enjoy talking with you. I think you're funny because you were in there with Gigi and like, hello, somebody still loves me. I was like, oh shit. You had me laughing in there. Fucking bathhouse bucket list.
Bucket.
Yeah, but like, there's only so much training talk I can take.
You know, it's so. You know who Pro Lyrical is on here?
Not off the top of the head, no.
He holds these rooms, and he always goes on a Trump derangement rant, and then he always ends up, how can people not accept trans? They're people. They're human beings. And if a man wants to dress up as a woman and go into the Target bathroom, well, that's his fucking right. And I'm thinking, like, isn't it so funny that, like, in the list of priorities of complaints for people about America, it's the fact that you think a man should be able to put on a performative art show in a women's bathroom in Target. Like, that's your complaint. And so it's just like, these people are, you know, they're stupid. They're just, you know, so it's just funny to, like, you know, roast them, mock them, record them.
That reminds me of that time that you were talking with, who's the governor of, like, Minnesota?
Yeah. Oh, he's got it bad.
What's his name?
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah, but it was right after Queen Elizabeth died, and you were like, you called in, you got up there on like a Monday night, and you're like, yeah, they're just LARPing.
I told this really hot, well, not really hot, but I told this British chick that I was dating, I was like, how can you guys support, you know, people that just LARP and pretend that they're like, you know, the king and queen? I mean, it's just a LARP. And she's like, how dare you say that? I love the British, I love Queen, I love the Queen. Oh, she's the greatest.
Long live the monarchy.
Isn't it so stupid to think that, like, everybody should get on a knee and, like, swear an oath, you know, to a king for life? That sucks.
Because that person is somehow the representative of the divine.
Well, what if the person sucks? You gotta kiss this fucker's ass your whole life and he sucks? At least we can kiss a new ass every 4 years here.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Biden didn't have an ass. He had no ass at all.
It's crazy when you look at Joe Biden's, like, social media followers. I mean, he's got a lot of followers.
They're all bots.
Yeah, you can always tell if an account has a lot of bot followers based on, like, the engagement, the retweets, the comment. And so Darren LaHood, when he posts shit, like, 2 comments, 1 comment. I'm like the only person even commenting. So it's like, if they didn't kick me off the ballot, there was probably a very good chance that I could have, you know, won the primary. But it's just, you know, it's a lawyer's and a judge's world. I mean, you've gone through the legal system. You know what it's like.
Oh, fuck, yeah. I agree.
Compliance now. Do not talk. Do not speak. Are you speaking? I'm not listening. I'll call you. Don't call me. Have a good day. Summary judgment issued. Hello?
People grow up with this state that we live in of overregulation, but then they feel like because they've been overregulated, they're like the enforcer of their own versions of regulations. Like I'm supposed to listen to it.
Somebody on YouTube wrote, if British people didn't do the annoying accent, then they'd have a little bit of my respect. And that's why I love doing my fake British accent with people, because they're doing it to us. They're talking to us with their accent. And when I do it back to them, it just they know I'm mocking them, and it drives them crazy. But I'm just doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Ah, man. No, my bad, I'm smoking, I'm sorry. One bag. Man, life is good. So what you got going on for today, man? You gonna...
Going on for the day? I'm about to go to the gym. No, I mean, I'm about to go to sleep.
Oh, shit, I'm waking up. You're still awake.
Somebody on YouTube wrote, I hate all of you. Isn't that lovely?
I hate me too sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Fucking good to see you around. Fucking, I hope this shit, right-ins actually work. I hope you steal just enough from the hood on a right-in that it like his, competitor wins.
He's going to find out how many people are voting for the Democrat. His name is Paul. And, he was in the debate that I did that you saw. And his wife is hot. And I told him at the end of the debate, I was like, nice meeting you and God bless. And he said, yeah, you too. But he's a total Democrat whack job clown. And but what's funny is I'd still promote him and endorse him just to try to flip the seat, because to let LaHood stay in there anymore, it's like he's already created a disaster. Why? And it's so superficial. It's so stupid. There's a clip of him saying, not only am I on the committee of GOP oversight, I'm also on the Internet Trading Activity Commission, co-chaired by my esteemed colleague. It's all so stupid.
Well, it sounds pompous.
Well, it's spam, and all they're doing is spending an inordinate amount of money. $7 trillion a year. I mean, every 6 months the guy creates $1 trillion in debt. Every 6 months. So every month he's basically borrowing, 1.8, $180 billion. That's what he's spending that we don't collect. So it's the biggest scam on the planet. It really is the biggest currency manipulation on the planet. And the craziest thing is, it's like I'm the only one that ran against him. So it's like the whole thing rests on a hair, and you can flip it with a touch of a feather. There's no there's no strength of position. It's just totally tentative. It's unbelievable when you think about it, that the most powerful positions on the planet involved in the biggest skim on the planet, it's up for grabs. It's just fucking amazing that 100 people don't even run. It's like, why is there one person running unopposed? What the fuck? So anyways, the lawyers and the judges just control the world. It's a lawyers and the judges world.
It's a lawyer's game, yeah. Oh, for sure. I'm in complete agreement. Lawyers become judges. Judges take kickbacks, screw the whole system up.
Yeah.
I think the number one thing here in Georgia is if you get the judges' retirement squared away. Because if you go on child support here in Georgia and you pay your old lady, say $1,200 a month, right? And you give it to the child support office, she's on Section 8 housing, she's getting all that benefit stuff, she might get 400 of that 1,200. But that 800 that was missing gets stuck in an account, and that account of all that overages is where judges in Georgia actually draw their retirement from. So it behooves the judges to put you, instead of giving 50-50 and like shared custody, they get money for their retirement by putting you on child support. That's what needs to happen. Like, get that out of fucking Georgia's, way. You might actually end up with like a nuclear family again, but it's easier just to split them up and then cause division within the family.
Yeah,
They're not really trying to build a better society.
my friend like insulted a judge in marriage court, divorce court, and she gave him such an unfavorable ruling. His attorney's like, I've never seen a judge, make issue a judgment like this ever in like 20, 30 years of doing marriage family law practice. He's like, you should not have opened your mouth.
Well, dude, that's the number one rule of going into court in the first place.
Yeah.
If you ever go to court, just shut the front door.
Yeah.
Talk about the more you talk, the further away from the truth you get. That's the truth. Come on, baby. That's the truth.
Isn't that so fucking true?
Yeah. I watch all these videos where that one guy, there's a judge that wears he has Woody Allen glasses and like a bow tie, and he's always like traveling court and all this, and people come up in front of him and they're like, oh, what was he pulled over for? Oh, he was walking, and you searched him and found marijuana. But what was the probable cause? And and then the guy, the person that was he's like, and then the judge's like, stop talking. Are you losing? No. Okay, back to the prosecutor. He tells the judge tells the guy, shut the front door. You're already winning. Don't shut up. You'll make it worse. Man, that's so true about our court system. Because you're gonna get fucked either way. They're getting theirs.
Yeah, I mean, your lawyer should be the paid advocate to essentially negotiate a return to compliance with as minimal repercussions as possible. Because if the judge and the other lawyer aren't willing to cut a deal, and you put up this money with your lawyer, it's like, well, that's. I'm just saying your lawyer has to lessen the blow. Like, that's what you're paying him for.
Dude, yeah, I was thinking of a joke just now. I was watching your YouTube stuff, their live stuff, when I was not on Clubhouse. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, and I know a really good lawyer from Clubhouse. His name is Steve Appel. He works in the law office in California. And dude, I remember on one of your, he's like, defamation of character. I'm not gonna review. He just started going off on you, talking about, bro. He had me cracking up, laughing, because dude, Steve Appel, come on, man. I made him rage quit yesterday.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's straight up. He's like, I'm not coming in to talk Knicks for a whole another week because of Doc. I'm like, wow, bitch.
He's pathetic.
Well, he was trying to get me hemlogged into a thing where he was talking about he talks this way on this app, but he would never talk to me that way in real life. I said, yeah, because if you talked to me that way in real life and I was in front of you, I'd knock your teeth back. He's like, yeah, but that would never happen, because I'm like, yeah, but you act this way disingenuously because you know that you can get away with it, because you know that I'm not going to come and find you. I'm not coming out of Georgia to go meet your bitch ass. But you're a fucking dead. And he's like, I'm not disingenuous. I'm like, well, would you act like this to me in front of my face? No, of course not. I'm like, well, then you're being disingenuous. Yeah. Because I would knock you the fuck out.
Hello? In the comments, on Instagram and Facebook, people always, write me multi-question sentences, and I just write back, hello, hello, and it just keeps going, and they keep writing, and I just write back, hello, 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 hello. So, I mean, that's me being disingenuous by saying hello, but the fact of the matter is, in proper conversation, when you meet somebody, you are respectful and say, hello, how are you? You don't just like fire off your politically charged, biased questions. You have to first establish, you know, rapport. Hello? Hello?
And if you're trying to win me over to your point of view, why do you talk down to me? Because if you insult me, I'm not gonna fucking listen. Like the minute you say, Brian, you're a piece of shit, you can say the most articulate and important thing that you said in the next sentence, and all I'm hearing is, Brian, I'm a piece of shit. You know, I don't even hear what you're saying after that point.
Yeah.
But if people feel like they could be that kind of disrespectful, and then you're still supposed to listen to what they were saying after that. But dude, fucking take your happy ass to bed, man.
Yeah.
You're yawning over there. Drink a beer with an orange juice.
I wish I had one. I would, but I don't have anything.
How's the gout? Is it doing all right over there?
Yeah, I mean, haven't had a gout flare up in quite a few months, so that's good.
Yeah, exercise is doing it for you then.
I haven't really been working out the past like 2 to 3 weeks, just barely.
You went the other morning.
Yeah, one day. That was my one time. But it's just because it's been so brutally cold. But finally, like, we got a break in the weather.
Yeah, it got up to 75 here today.
Oh, wow. Yeah, today was beautiful outside.
But fuck, man. Yeah, this app is going downhill with a quickness.
It has its peaks during the day of, like, it's always in the morning and then at lunch and then 4 p.m. Like there's peak internet usage, which is the best time to capture people. But I have noticed that it's like totally dead, unless you want to go into a black room.
Well, I can't take that. I mean, there's only so much I can be called Esau and Edomite.
Edomite.
Is that like the European version of Vegemite? No, but seriously though. Oh, you about to get fucking stabbed with a pitchfork. Ooh, run with a run. Man, I want to see somebody burned at the stake for witchcraft.
That really actually would be like an extremely intense, horrible thing to witness, but also at the same time so strange that
Surreal,
it
yeah.
might actually somehow be enjoyable and not horrific. But I'm tending that it's like horrific to watch somebody boil,
Dude, yeah. Cremation while you're still alive.
Because it's kind of like, why don't you just, if you're gonna get it over with, just do it. But like, don't torture a person.
Well, what was the other one that always made me laugh? They would tie down a woman and throw her in the water, and if she floated, she was a witch, but if she drowned, then she was a human. Like what? Make that make sense.
I mean, that's from Monty Python. That's from Monty Python.
Yeah, well, that's real. No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a real
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Monty Python. I'm that dry humor.
Dry humor? What are you talking about? It's not dry.
Oh, dude, I cry every time I watch like The Life of Brian. Because my name is Brian, so obviously I had to watch it.
You want to have a baby, Stan? Where's the baby gonna gestate? You don't have a uterus.
Right, exactly. That's dry humor to me.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, why didn't you? Tell me how. What was that? 30 years prophetic. Like they were talking 30 years in the future.
I know, isn't that fucking crazy?
Dude. I mean, it's not all those casts because I like some of them. Like, what was that movie I used to love? A Fish
Yeah, I've seen
But
it.
it's the same actors, but it's a little less like dry. And then Eddie Izzard is funny as shit to me. You ever watched any of that?
I think so.
Eddie Izzard is an English guy that dresses in trans and drag
Mm-hmm.
and does a stand-up show.
Yeah, I know who that guy is.
But also, if Eddie, the man, when he's not on stage, he likes to run fucking marathons. And he's a big, chunky guy. Like, you think that he wouldn't be able to run 26 miles.
Mm-hmm.
The motherfucker did 26 marathons in a month.
That's crazy.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, I ain't fighting that drag queen. That drag queen will roll my ass up. Fucking run 26 miles. That motherfucker got cardio for days.
Yeah, that's wild.
But, yeah, man. Like, but the idea that Life of Brian was, like, literally, 30, 40 years, projecting what the future, kind of like, how The Simpsons, like, they're like, oh, look, The Simpsons were right.
Yeah, that scene in particular has really stood the test of time. So, I mean, trannies back then must have been having the same conversations, but now it's just so public and with the forced yeah. When all the corporate execs started doing all their, meetings with pronoun introductions and put out emails,
Shit.
I remember when all that shit started going around. I was like, this is, like next level retard.
What were you in the last room? Oh, your pronouns are they, them?
Yeah,
Like
they, them.
them?
DYDM. I never heard those yet. They, them.
They, them.
The jokes just never end on this app. It is funny, isn't it?
Dude, I can smile at the smallest stuff, but yeah, it makes me laugh in my head.
I don't know.
Especially when I didn't even come up on stage because I just wanted to hear you going, hello. and fucking Gigi, what's Gigi's other name? I don't know. I'm not even trying to dox that person, but it's such a disingenuous room. Like, if you're that way in your sexual proclivity, what are your chances of finding somebody that completes you? Rather than, I'm not talking about a butt plug.
Pretty rare, for somebody with that type of situation to find somebody that completes them because they're not really looking for their opposite. They're looking, for their next victim. I mean, I would say they're more like parasitic vampiric than they are
Succubus, yeah.
Yeah, they're succubus type individuals.
Well, they feed their energy off of your energy.
Yeah, I was talking to Augustus today, and he was like all upset about the Epstein files and Pam Bondi. And he's like, there's fucking vampires out there, man. I'm like, yeah, well, there's also knights and heroes out there, too, that wage wars and quests against the vampires. So every awful thing has its opposite. Otherwise, that awful thing just couldn't exist in reality. That's what the Tao Te Ching is, acutely aware of.
Well, if everything was all bad, then you wouldn't even know what good is.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about the Tao yesterday. Because we were talking about Buddha, and people were really mixing up all the demigods and Hinduism with the Tao. It was funny just to listen to them, like, stumble through the darkness.
Sometimes it turns out that it's better just to read a book than it is even to have a conversation. Ooh.
Especially if all you're doing is talking in that conversation and not listening.
Yeah. A book.
That's a big problem with a lot of people on this app. They're waiting for you to get done so they can just talk.
Yeah.
Rather than to listen to what you're talking about and respond to what you're.
I know, it's so crazy, isn't it? It's like I don't know. Some of those, will those people ever be aware of what they're doing? I don't even know.
Well, eventually, whether it's too late or not, if they got it in time, that's on them. Some people are oblivious all the way up to the very end.
So if meditation is all about focused concentration, then a book is actually a meditation. Because you have to focus to read. So it's forcing you into a concentrated state of mind. Therefore, a book is actually just like forced meditation.
I had a teacher when I was it was my first college degree. He was like, he saw how quickly I would read, and I would read really fast, and I would absorb a lot of it. But he's like, when you read, do you hear your voice in your head? I'm like, no, I'm just reading the words. I don't hear my voice. But he made me read The Old Man and the Sea by Hemingway. And he says, I want you to read it really slowly, and I want you to hear your voice while you're reading these words. And that was probably one of the biggest eye-openers as far as my mind's eye. Because when I slowed down to actually hear myself reading it, my imagination jumped like tenfold. Because I was so involved in the story, like I was a character within that story, like I was narrating my own life. I always appreciated that guy for that one, because I didn't know you were supposed to hear your voice in your head when you read. And that's a form of meditation to me. That definitely is meditation. Especially if I'm reading something insightful. Like something like Fahrenheit 451 or... Georgia, you need to go outside. Yeah, she needs to go outside. What's it like outside? Let's see. I don't think we're getting down into freezing anymore here in Georgia. It rained like a motherfucker yesterday afternoon. And it's not even... It's like 55 degrees. Honestly.
Bro, if you download Sora and cast yourself, I can put you in my videos, and you can also cast me in your videos.
I don't know how to do that stuff. I don't. I probably could figure it out.
Oh yeah, it's like 3 clicks. That's it.
Can I do it on my laptop?
No, it's got to be on a cell phone, unfortunately.
Oh.
But you will have a lot of fun, and it is a little bit like a memorial, like if you don't delete it, like it will be a very fun way of remembering you for all time.
Good. Well, for all the other ways I'm going to be remembered, why not have another one? People are going to remember us how they remember us, whether we want it to be this way or that way. So, what do you think about all the Epstein files that dropped? You said you were talking about that with Augustus.
Yeah, I was just telling him how like the justice you want is very slow. It's like day to day, hour to hour. So you have to look at your friction as philosophical. And I was, what is it that's like upsetting you specifically? And he's just like, oh, there's vampires. I'm just like, okay.
Well, no, it's children sacrifices to Baal. Is what if you're going to go by what Epstein was, all about. Shit, look at it, Colbert. Colbert did on live the nightly show thing. Like, there's a skit where he literally has a baby underneath his desk, and he picks up the baby from behind his desk, and he talks about like giving it the ball. I'm like, bro, they're doing this on fucking nighttime TV for the whole world to see. I don't know, man. We live in I'm with him that we live in a sadistic world
Mhm.
But I'm with you also that there are white hats,
Yeah.
that go against the black hats.
Yeah.
You can't look at it all through a negative rose-colored lens.
Right. It's
But
all or
some
nothing
people love
thinking,
wearing
man.
them hippie glasses, though.
Yeah, that's true, right? It's true.
I mean, they're very myopic with their points of view. Like, if I'm truly in a conversation with you about something and you have a different perspective, I should be able to listen to your perspective and then internalize it to make it make sense of what I have as a belief system if I'm truly being genuine within that conversation. These people that's out lately, it's their way or the highway. There is no, building with each other. It's like you either dismantle what you believe and believe what I believe, or you're wrong.
But see, you're still caught up in this conversational game where that's like something a Schwartz would say on this app. Let's build together, brother. Let's build together. I like what we're building here. It's like, bitch, you got 10 minutes left and you've been building for 10. Read a fucking book for 5 hours and build something real. Like, this is all just such short term dopamine. You're just getting your dopamine. That's all it is. I think you are actually better with the dopamine than without it, personally. Because, you need to get your 1,500 words in. But, my critique as an artist or a supposed artist is always just read a book because if you have to get 1,500 words in, read something smart, then you get the pluses, you get the value add to the dopamine, hit. And
Yeah, but dude, I don't read a whole lot of nonfiction, or I mean fiction anymore.
Mhm.
I read a lot of nonfiction when it comes down to it. Um, I don't know. I probably spend a good hour and a half, 2 hours in the morning, typically drinking coffee
Mhm.
and going through all my news feeds to see what's going on geopolitically. And I'm sorry about that Guthrie chick. Don't know. I hope she gets home safe. Whatever. But does it have to clog up the entire news feed for a week?
well, that's what that yeah, I know, but that's what's hitting the baby boomer dopamines. That's what every baby boomer is interested in because they're projecting onto Nancy and they see themselves as Nancy when they get hit with that news feed.
Yeah, and I'm just worried about my nephew who's a corpsman now in the Navy, and I'm wondering about like what wars that we might potentially be getting into between Iran and whatever.
Oh yeah, Iran is coming.
Oh, Iran is definitely going to happen.
That's gonna pop off, and I realize it's gonna be the exact same playbook that George Bush ran on why they decided to take out the weapons of mass destruction. It's gonna be the exact same fucking reason that Iran is, so insistent and so obsessed with getting a nuclear weapon, and that's what they're gonna use to do it because all this shit with Epstein, they're gonna have to end all the debt. Massive debts always lead to fucking wars historically. So we are gonna do it. There is no way that Trump, with all of his relationships and everything else, and Netanyahu and legacies, like they fucked up. And when they had the opportunity to get away with attacking Iran, back when they invaded Iraq, they didn't do it. And that general, what's his face, says, "Oh, I just saw another guy in the Pentagon, and he said, oh, no, no, General, we're going to get 8 countries, not 6 countries." So they fucked up. Like, when the iron is hot and the pumpkin is boiling, split it. And they could have taken out Iran, when they took out Saddam, but they just didn't do it. I don't know why they didn't do it.
We had a few skirmishes with them. Like, I never, saw a blue line on the ground, but apparently there was one on the map. Then I ended up in, western, like southwest Iran. We used to take contact with them. They used to fuck with us.
Yeah, I did
It
it.
officially never happened because apparently, nobody ever saw a blue line.
I did a query, like how many soldiers died from Iranian-made IEDs, and it was,
Fuck.
it wasn't as many as I thought it would be. It was actually a very small number, but I don't think that that Grok could possibly know how many IEDs, or detonators were assembled in Iran versus, even Russia for that matter. I mean, how do we know how
It depends
many?
on what region you were in, because like when I was in Sadr City, which is like Shia controlled, yeah, you would end up with a lot of Iranian, back, sensors and stuff to build the IEDs. But if you were like in like the downtown area of Baghdad, now you're in the Sunni area, and like now you're dealing with like IEDs that are like built with Saudi Arabian technology.
Mm.
Of all the people that I killed, John, I killed more Saudi Arabians in Iraq than I did Iraqis.
Fucking Saudis.
Like, I'm being dead ass, bro. Seriously. Like, the Saudis, like, they would come over and they'd be like their version of like a freedom fighter or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, the dude that shot me, he was a fat fuck from Saudi Arabia.
Well, the Representative Khanna is saying that the Epstein scandal could bring down the actual monarchy and end it once and for all. And there's photos of Epstein on his credenza with MBS. Like, an MBS, he's like got his hands on MBS. It looks like they just fucked somebody, and MBS is all sweaty and like happy. So, like,
I don't know the acronym MBS.
Mohammed bin Salman, the Prince Royal, the future king of Saudi.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so even MBS is involved in pederasty, and you ever see that movie with what's his face? Where he's like, "I will find you and I will kill you." Taken. Yeah.
With Liam Neeson.
Remember that shit where they had like the sex slave auctions for the little kids and like the fully automated.
On the boat at the end of the movie.
Yeah, so like that shit's kind of real. I mean, and then the Dubai, there's a Dubai like transportation secretary. He's worth like 8 billion. He wrote to Epstein. He sent him a torture video. He sent him an actual video of, I assume, a child or a person being tortured, and this is like a public figure in Dubai. So he was involved in sex things with Epstein. Like, so what does that mean? Like, Interpol is gonna put on an APB on him, and if he goes to England, they're gonna there's no repercussions for this shit. I mean, where the fuck is the international community? I mean, a lot of people have stepped down. There's been a lot of shit that's happened as a result of this Epstein drops.
Well, I think
big
it's going to have
ramifications.
in the Middle East like a little effect, because the government that we installed in Iraq, that we left in charge, and they're still thriving. They just passed in, I think it was December or November last year, like 3 months ago, that it's now legal to marry a 9-year-old. That's literally a law within Iraq now.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, pederasty is not on their radar of, like, got fucks to give.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, the Bachi boys in Afghanistan are still going strong.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, they were there. They were there in Iraq as well.
I mean, the third world is the third world. That's the one thing that, like, because when I live in my bubble here, I always forget about the third world. But then when I go to the third world and I see how people live with absolutely nothing, and they'd be more than willing to exchange their body for anything they can possibly get out of you. I mean, It's just, poverty and hunger is the mother of all beasts. And, it's, talk to any soldier that spent a lifetime in third world countries, in these shithole countries, and they will tell you that, like, they're so thankful that there's this, like, thing called America.
For water.
Yeah.
They're thankful for fucking water.
Yep.
I'm not even kidding you, bro.
I mean, I see these videos of Africans eating boiled monkeys, living in huts, filming themselves and putting themselves on TikTok, Facebook, and it's like they're making money from it. And it's crazy that, like, they live like this, that they sit there and they eat the intestines of a monkey after boiling it. And oh my god, I just can't believe what it's like. Could you imagine having dinner being surrounded by 5,000 fucking flies? I mean, it's just miserable.
Oh, dude, I can go into war stories. I don't need to though. You know that, like, you can imagine what I've been through. Dude, I like the dogs. The dogs were the coolest part of me. Because the Iraqi people hate dogs because they run in packs like wolves.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to, like, I'd feed them all the time. So all the dogs always loved me. And, like, the Iraqis hated me because I had all these dogs around me all the time.
Mm.
Dude, yeah, Mookie. Because, like, the leader of the Jaish al-Mahdi, his name was Muqtada al-Sadr. So we had this dog, and we named her Mookie. But Mookie would, like, if you were an Iraqi army or an Iraqi police officer, this dog would not let you near our area. Like, it literally sat in our area and did not, like, it knew that you were Middle Eastern or you were American. And this dog protected us like it was our gate. They ended up killing the dog because the dog would bite people that tried to come into our area.
Mm-hmm.
I love the dogs in Iraq, man. They have no idea how good they have it. If there is reincarnation, I want to come back as a dog in Iraq. Let a motherfucker throw a rock at me and see what happens. No throwing rocks. Why I fucking know how to say that in Arabic? Fuck. Obviously, it's important. These motherfuckers throw rocks. At least David had a sling.
I was in Jordan in a place called what was it called? Petra. You know what Petra is?
Mm-hmm.
And so we go through Petra, we get through it, and we're like in this like gathering area, and there's a kid there who is like he's a native Jordanian. Anyways, he's like working with his donkey, and the donkey is being annoying. So this kid picks up a brick and smashes the donkey in the face as hard as he can, and the donkey is like bleeding and screaming, and I'm just like, holy shit, like, was that necessary, but like, tell that to an upset 8-year-old Jordanian with flies and boogers coming out his nose.
Yeah, he just knows what he knows. I mean, if you've never been taught right, then how do you know you're doing wrong? Right, I think that's the hard part I have about, like, the whole Aisha Muslim thing, 9-year-olds and all that. Like, they don't even think that it's wrong. Like, that's just like, oh, Allah said it, this is how it should be. I'm like, well, you also have the Taliban going, well, women need to they can't go back to university anymore now that we took back over, and you have to wear a hijab. Oh, men are still being tempted by your eyes, now you gotta wear the full face mask as well. Oh, men are still being tempted? How? You can't even see them. They're underneath. Yeah, but then they laugh and giggle and they talk. Now that, so now you can't even giggle or speak publicly as a woman if you're in Afghanistan. Because of the Taliban rule. Because your voice is tempting men to commit rape. Like, that's normal to them.
Well, it's all about conditioning, and I saw a video of like a little girl in like Gibraltar or somewhere, where all these
Morocco area?
Yeah. Well, yeah, none of these Muslims are indigenous to this one particular part of France, or where it was, and
well, yeah, France, Spain, right there, yeah, because I think Britain even owns land down there. Well, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, these people are conditioned. If it's in the religion, if it's in the Sharia law, and it's in the Hadiths, um, like they're savages. They're not conditioned, for this Western Christian world of marriage. And like look at Saint Valentine, marrying people in the catacombs underneath, the wild emperor. Like, imagine like the Muslims doing a marriage, because polygamy. Um, I don't know. Polygamy is like crazy when you think about it. Like compared to like a traditional nuclear Western family, the fact that you could have four wives, and then even have more wives. I mean, it's just endless, really.
Well, you have to divorce one of the four.
Yeah, so you can just keep going. I mean, the thing is, like, if you are your own imam, and you can make your own Sharia rulings, well, fuck it, you can do whatever you want. You're a warlord.
Between the imams, the muhtars, and the sheikhs, man, like I'd rather just turn them all into a fucking glass parking lot.
Yeah, but they're everywhere. There's a billion of them. Indonesia is the most populated and Muslim country in the world.
India.
Oh, India is?
India.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was Indonesia.
It's well, maybe by per capita,
Yeah,
but like India, just because of sheer size and volume of people.
yeah.
But like all of like southwest, India, and all the way to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is like the Muslims there are like ruthless. Like they have their own bombings and shit where they go against the Christians on their own like little island of Sri Lanka. Yeah, they're pretty heinous over there. They're not completely docile. But when Trump did the ban for like the terroristic Muslim country, like, oh, it's a Muslim ban. I'm like, well, if it's a Muslim ban, then why are we not allowing? Then why are Indian people still allowed to come? Because they're the largest. They're literally the largest Muslim, population by size.
So listen to this. What do you think the population is of the top 1,000 U.S. cities and towns?
Wait, what is the population of the top?
1,000 U.S. Cities and towns.
300 million.
No. That would be the whole population of all U.S. citizens globally.
I would say that would be like 350, but we kind of congregate. Like when you move into rural land, it's few and far between. You move into the cities and people are stacked like shit. You're talking like what New York's like 4 million, like Atlanta's 3.5. Like you start adding 1,000 of our top cities. Yeah, that's the majority of our population, dude. Like, how much, what's the percentage of people you think live rurally?
I googled it. The answer is 65 million. My point is that there's really only 65 million Americans. This 330 million to 350 million is not really real because these little towns are basically just one-off little farmers, and so if you look at the total debt, which is per capita at 450,000 per American, if there's only really 65 million Americans, let alone let's say that's the only real taxpayer number, Americans, the average American doesn't actually owe 450,000. He actually owns, multiply that by 6, which is like
240 million or 2
two,
million.
yeah, 2 point, let's just say it's like really 2.5 million.
Yeah.
And then maybe it's even double that, maybe at 5 million because the unfunded liabilities. So, anyways, I'm just saying that I heard a conspiracy that China doesn't actually have 1.4 billion people. It's really only got like 500 million people, and those are fake numbers they put out.
Around 1 billion, but yeah, I don't agree with their 1.4 either.
Let me ask Google what if I total the top 1,000 Chinese cities.
China. What a shithole. Georgia outside. She just let me know she's outside. 1,000 biggest cities in China. That's got to be 750 million at least.
There are 18 megacities in China, which together house 300 million people.
Well, you said 1,000, so that's a lot more cities.
There are 113 cities in China with populations exceeding 1 million. I looked at some numbers once, like in China, they spend like 30 billion a year in their top cities. You know, the government does, and in America, like New York, Chicago, LA, our budgets are only like 10 million, 10 billion, 15 billion. So like they have, you know, this 100 plus cities. So it's like when you think about it, it's like fuck all this, you know, government tax credits for Fortune 500. Like, what are we actually spending on ourselves in our cities? And it pales in comparison annually to China. It's like a drop in the bucket compared to what they spend on themselves in their cities. So most of our spend is actually all going to corporate subsidy. And that's it, but it's not actually going to like the budgets of the cities. So we live in like a totally fucking upside down, bought out society of like basically slaves.
What was that movie? It wasn't Leverage, was it? It was this show that I used to watch, and it was a sci-fi flick where you had like America or the world in like 2100, like in like 75 years from now, and corporations became the government, and then corporations their policies became law, and then like so now it's not, there's no constitution, it's all corporate policy that's law. And there was a group of people that went back in time to like our day now to try to fix what went wrong to make sure corporations don't take over. And I know that it was just a sci-fi flick, but like honestly, when I'm watching what's going on like politically in America, it feels like the corporations are taking over. Like it's literally, this little sci-fi flick was being prophetic about like how we're being conditioned to accept things that are not constitutional. You know, sheesh. You want a job at SpaceX? Do what we say. When the whole country is ran by corporations, you don't have a job, and you have your, what is that, your social credit score? Taught the wrong way, now you ain't got a job. I don't know, man. I see us going down that rabbit hole. I thank God I'm 50. That means I'll be gone before that day happens.
Yeah, but from
Thank
like
God that I don't get to live forever.
yeah, but the fact that you can say that probably means that it's the opposite.
Oh, dude. Hell for me would have to be living forever.
Yeah, but it's just like
who I am now. I don't mean like being with the Lord in heaven and all that kind of stuff. I mean like being who I am right now for forever. That would be shitty.
yeah, but I think basically you're just like an eternal computer, and you know at the end of your life cycle, the computer just restarts. Somebody just reboots the operating system, and then you never even knew that you were previously turned on.
So am I the person experiencing the computer, or am I the computer?
You're the computer, but
So
you
who
don't.
are the people experiencing the computer?
You are also the person experiencing the computer. Ooh, did somebody step on a duck?
My ears are fucking burning right now. I got smoke coming out my head. That's like I'm smoking a joint, but but that's besides the point. Seriously, that's really like, you know, if you are through your experience, the one that's like interacting with the computer or the world, and then when your life cycle ends, like you're reincarnated to the point where you started the experience with the computer all over again. Like, I could write a book on that using AI. That's some philosophical fuckery.
Yeah, because basically, in all my years of working, whenever your laptop wouldn't work, what's the first thing you do? Oh, fuck it, I'll just restart it.
Hard reset, yeah.
So it's got to be the same thing with us. I mean, when somebody commits the ultimate act and decides to off themselves, that's them basically just hitting the reset button on the computer.
Yeah, but removing that one from the scenario, like, people ask, like, why I went from going to nursing school and doing all the medical shit that I used to do to why did I go into, like, automotive? Well, automotive to me was like a human body. Like, you have nerves, and, like, okay, nerves are okay, that's the electrical part of a car. You got connectivity, and there's a short circuit somewhere between here and here, and I can figure out where that's at. And then, like, you have, like, fuel, that's like your blood vessels, like, the engine is the heart, your arms and your legs are the suspension. And there's, like, but the thing about, like, automotive, I can turn the car off to diagnose it. When I'm dealing with a human body, I can't stop your heart to fix the other problems and then start your heart back. I have to be able to fix this shit on the fly. I have to diagnose the car and fix it while the engine's running. And I think that, like, that step down from the extreme, like, immediateness of the timing is why I so enjoyed automotive over, watching people die.
Well, Medicare, Medicaid doesn't pay for auto repair the last time I checked.
No, but if you're my friend, I'll do your brakes for you.
Wow.
I'll rotate your tires, no problem. I mean, I got my own lift. Come over, bring a 6-pack of beer. We'll shoot the shit. You can help me.
Hello? I got AAA, buddy.
I'm a gold member. I have my gold card. Like, literally, I actually just renewed it. I got it because I've always been a gold member since, like, 1997 or something like that. But it cost me for the premium, like the creme de la creme membership, it cost me $75. And my buddy, I had him over here, he was cleaning up some stuff for me for like $10. And they were like, right now, because you're buying it, you can get another gold membership for AAA for only $25 for a friend of yours. And I'm like, wait. So when I just spent $75, that costs $120 to somebody that's never had it, I can get it for $25 for somebody that I know. And I was like, hey Josh, come in here. Give this woman your information. So I went ahead and bought him the gold AAA membership for $25. He's never had it. He thought it was the coolest fucking thing in the world.
Guy doesn't even have a car.
No, he doesn't. But you still get all the hotel benefits and you can rent a cars and all that stuff. He's got a license, so he can rent a car. Dude, when I was in Germany, I would go to a hotel and give them my I don't know, you want to get a military discount? They're like, yeah, and they'll look at my military discount. And I'm like, hey, I'd pull out my AAA